What's up, guys? Welcome to the Anime Catacombs. It's Anime Pharaoh here, bringing you Berserk, episode 16. In this episode, we were brought some new characters. First, we were introduced to the trolls. They're monsters who appear out of darkness. That's told by another new character that we met named Morgan. He's an old man from the village of Enoch. Recently they've been attacked by trolls, and now he's trying to go through the forest and find there's said to be a witch that lives out there who can help them. So that's what he's going to do. Next, we're introduced to Shrike and Ivalera. Yeah, I'm having some trouble pronouncing some of these names. So Shrike is she's the witch that wears the purple, and she has the green hair. We saw her in episode 2. She used the dove to spy on Griffith while he was attacking the castle. And Ivalera is a pink fairy. She's stated to be Shrike's guardian. So we begin with a recap clip of Farnese asking Guts to allow her to travel with him. He agrees, but he warns them they'll have some long nights ahead of them. Immediately after, they're all fighting some demons. After the intro, we see Isidro training his sword play with Guts. At the same time, Farnese is having a meltdown off in the woods while watching after Casca. She's struggling not just with a newfound timid demeanor, but she is also depressed because she feels as if she's just a burden on everybody. She can't even do simple chores like laundry. It's kind of sad. It really is. She sees a rabbit and tries to catch it. I don't know what took us so long, but it went from sun up to sundown almost. And she turns around and, of course, Casca likes to wander off. So she's gone. So Fernie starts blindly running through the woods searching for Casca, and she's just getting more terrified as she goes deeper into the woods. Eventually, she ends up getting lost. Finally, she gets too scared and she finds it's like a burrow between the roots of a giant tree, and she hides there for the night. She wakes up to find Serpico and Isidra just sitting there looking at her, asking her if she's okay. Isidra, of course, making jokes as always, is like, "What have you been doing? You missed all the fighting last night. We had to protect Casca all by ourselves." So she gets up feeling embarrassed and sees Guts in the background, and she's just like, okay. So from here we transition to Guts and the company. They're asking a shepherd for directions to the port of Vitrannis. He points them in a direction, but he warns them that there is bound to be a conflict between the Allied forces and the Kushans. He mentions Midland a lot, so I'm thinking that that's the connection to Griffith in the second, I believe the second episode, where he helps the Midlanders out in that battle against the Kushans. I believe that's what they're talking about. I'm not sure. He also tells them that there have been some mystical creatures seen up ahead as well. Trolls, in fact. We skip ahead again and we find Isidra and Guts sparring again. Isidra is trying to do all these different tricks and trying to learn he wants to learn like a super technique that can kill anything at any time. But Guts tells him, what are you going to not fight for 12 or so years and just become a master? That's not how things are going to work. You're traveling with me. You're going to have to fight every night. So you're going to have to deal with the basics right now. And Isidra just like, well, I need to figure out some way to make this work so I can get better. Serpico then asks Guts to come help him gather some firewood. So Guts is thinking in his head like, okay, so this man, okay, I know what he's doing. Come on, let's bring it. I'm gonna whoop that ass again. Come on. But Serpico didn't want to fight him yet. In fact, all he said was, I would be thrilled if you would just, I don't know, die. And he explains that he's seen a change in Lady Farnese, and he doesn't like it. She seemed to be more, I don't know why she seems so helpless now. She's never seemed like that before, and it's upsetting him. During their conversation, all of a sudden they heard Farnese and Cassius scream. Trolls are at the camp. So Isidro is back on the scene and he engages the first troll. He puts up a pretty good effort, but he's not strong enough yet to face an enemy such as a troll. So eventually he gets to a point where he's about to be killed. And that's when Shrike and Ivalera show up. They start using spells. One was an electric spell, and one was a fire spell. And she also used some berries that she threw at the trolls and it made them disperse. So Guts and Serpico finally arrive back at camp, and she is nowhere to be found. She's already hidden herself off in the shadows. As she observes them from afar, she notices something weird about Casca and Guts. I'm not sure, but it seemed like in the flow, there was a flow of, I'm not sure. It looked like wind, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. Spiritual energy, maybe. They seem to stick out, as she said, that they, in their cells, attract distortions. From here, the gang they're traveling again. They encounter Morgan this time and find him laying flat on the road. He had just survived an attack from trolls. He was traveling with 5 other companions, but they were killed. And this is where they learn about the witch deep in the forest and how she can help them, well, help Morgan and his village stop the trolls. And they agree to walk with him and help him find it. As they walk and talk, they cross over the barrier that protects the witch's domain. They weren't supposed to be able to do that. Usually they say if you walk through the woods trying to find it, you just end up getting lost because the magic barrier keeps you from being able to get in there. So as they keep walking, they come upon this amazing looking house. It's at the base of a tree. But then clay or mud statues known as elementals, they start attacking them. Shirike had sent them to stop the intruders from coming in. As they fight, they begin to struggle because when they cut off their heads, they cut off their limbs, they break their bodies, but they always seem to regenerate. Well, come to find out, Serpico saw Casca pick up a little doll, and he finds out that okay, so that's the thing. Destroy the doll in their bodies, and therefore you destroy the elemental. The witch in the house then realizes who these people are and tells the elementals to stop their attack, and then sends Sarike out there to invite them into the house. So they're given audience with the witch. She speaks to Morgan first. Morgan's about to break down crying because he told a story earlier about saying that children used to play in the woods and they would say they had found him, and really he was talking about himself. So he's like, I can't believe I found you again. I came as a child and you gave me medicine to help my mother. She says she remembers him and that he's grown. Of course, he's grown up since the last time she's seen him. Then she turns her attention to Farnese. She tells Farnese, like, look, I know what you've been doing, and none of the people you killed have been witches. Because if they had, I was gonna fuck all y'all up.
I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
So after she's done interrogating Farnese, she turns to Casca and Guts, the branded ones, and says, I have been waiting for you. And that's where the episode ends. So before we get into the specific moments, I want to talk about a little character development. Farnese has changed since last season. She used to be headstrong and knew what she wanted to do, even though she did get terrified the first time she met Guts and saw that monster trying to eat her. She's become a little bit more timid and unreliable than she was before. She's a burden right now. She can't do anything. She can't fight anymore. She can't do chores. She's had servants her whole life, so she didn't even know how to do basic chores. I'm wondering where they're going to take her. I think she's going to hit some kind of realization, and burst out of her shell and be able to adjust to this new world that she's been introduced to. Next, Isidro. I called him Dofi at first because I heard Pucks call him that. I thought that was what his name was at first. I forgot, but I checked it. It's Isidro. I like how he's trying to develop himself. He's been practicing a lot with Guts in this episode. He's learning that he can't just be Guts. He's not going to be able to just turn into a master swordsman in a few weeks. But he's learning how to use his skills, such as how accurate he is with throwing rocks, throwing things. And another big thing for him in this episode was that fight with the troll was a good stand, showing that he had made some progress and that he could hold his own, but he still had a little while to go before he could actually defeat an enemy such as a troll. So Pico had a little development this episode. You get to look a little bit more into his character, how he cares for Farnese, and how his hatred of Guts is based on how her character has just changed, and he doesn't like it. He blames Guts for it. And then a little character development for Guts. He seems to have taken a liking to Isidro. I'm liking how this sensei student attitude he has with Dofi. He seems to actually put in some effort to help him understand what threats are coming and how he can get better. Okay, so key moments in this episode to me. One was the change in Farnese's personality. I know I was talking about her and also in the character development, but I just need to know what's going to help her come over this timidness. Like, she can't continue to be like this, because at some point she's going to have to step up, because there's going to be a threat that's going to need her that Gus is going to end up needing her to help them. And is she going to be able to do it? I'm not sure when that will come. It probably will come. It might actually come to a head while they're fighting the trolls. She might end up having to do something to save Casca or even Serpico. I just want to see where her character is going to go and how she's going to break this timid shell. Another moment that was significant to me was the shepherd telling about the upcoming battle at the Port of Vitrannis. Vitrannis. Who are the Allied forces? Is that the I think that has something to do with the Midland Army, but I'm not sure if the Allied forces are talking about the whole army that Griffith has put together, or was it talking about the army that was there before he came? Next moment was the introduction of trolls. Big mystery is something that, where did they come from? Like, Morgan said they came out of darkness, but they had to come from somewhere. Where could that be? Since they just met the witch, I believe that we're gonna find out in the next episode. Hopefully she explains it. If not, we should get some explanation in the near future. And finally, the last significant moment was them meeting the old witch in the Spirit Tree Mansion. Excuse me. What is her role going to be? How will she affect their journey? How will she aid them? And next thing, how does she know who they are? Like, she says she's been waiting for them, but does she have a prophecy, or does she have somebody tell her? We're not sure yet. Again, this is something else we'll find out in the next episode. Well, that's all from me on Berserk, episode 16. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you thought about the episode, and what do you think is going to happen? How do you think Farnese is going to break out of her shell, or what's going to happen with the witch? Who is she to them? If you like what I had to say here, hit the like button down below, and please subscribe to the channel for more updates on Berserk. I'm finding a new anime that I want to start reviewing as well as Berserk, since Berserk's going to end in a few episodes. And also look for me to drop another NBA terminology video soon. Well, that's all from me. Anime Pharaoh out.
We were ghosts. ocean was holding the sky.